Good afternoon, everybody, and you're very welcome to this very special conference. Our overarching theme this afternoon is Beyond the Bubble, a sustainable recovery. It's the first of its kind to be held in the commercial property market in Ireland for quite a long time now.
Emerging from the Great Recession, we are entering the great Irish deleveraging, which has become in earnest this year.
Let's think about the market, the economy, and what is actually happening to Ireland.
To tell us whether or not we are at the beginning of another boom, will you welcome, please, the Managing Director of Savills Ireland, Angus Potterton.
It was May 2006 when Savills first saw the signs of the collapse in the property market. 8 years on, we have something to be feeling far more positive about. So where are we headed, and how do we think this is going to play out? We've looked at this under 4 pillars to sustainability: land, planning, development finance, and government policy. We need to look at getting the right land now in the correct locations into the development pipeline. We urgently need a task force made up of stakeholders, banks, NAMA, government, to examine how we can reduce the barriers to development. We must get together the best ideas to improve the current process and develop medium to long-term plans for the future.
The real issue at the moment is genuinely a lack of supply, and the real concern there would be twofold: that it would put off foreign direct investment projects, and secondly, for existing businesses that need commercial space, it could ultimately force up rents.
We have to meet the demand for family homes unless we are happy to continue with a policy where people live in commuter towns hours from their workplace. We also need to look at the special development zones, or our SDZs. These are taking far too long to get agreement, and like infrastructure projects, surely we need to find a solution to this protracted process which seems to get continually bogged down in local politics.
There should be a big push on the issue of infrastructure, which has been neglected, probably because there was no pressure on for provision of these services because of lack of demand over the last 5 years.
We're already seeing some of the local authorities take a more proactive approach in this regard. We've seen Dublin City Council, Fingal County Council, and indeed Dún Laoghaire-Rathdown County Council all reducing development levies.
Developers need finance. We know NAMA and the pillar banks have declared that funds are available, but so far development finance seems to be coming from private equity. But the country now needs people with vision, entrepreneurial spirit, and the ability to calculate a sensible level of risk to develop projects that satisfy the needs of our economy.
While it's great to have the international investors come into the market, we do need to have Irish investors, and not just the Irish institutional investors, but the general Irish investors also active in the market.
Most of the builders' balance sheets are pretty run down now, or they're in NAMA or whatever. They need finance to get going again. They need buyers, the buyers need mortgages.
We need government action in a variety of ways to help improve supply, particularly in offices and residential. We need to pump prime those less attractive areas of our cities and kick-start these locations where space is available now to let. If something isn't done, the long-term scenario for our city centres is far less attractive.
There's a lot of talk about VAT. VAT is only the tip of the iceberg. I think you have to look at levies and accelerated levies. We have to look at Part 5. There's a whole structure there that needs to be looked at again.
There is a role for governments and the banks to make sure that they actually contain the amount of credit that's available. That's a basic fundamental that has to happen going forward.
In conclusion, it can be a sustainable recovery, but some key issues need to be addressed. 2014 will see significant land coming to the market, but we need to be ready so the development can be facilitated. We can make a difference, but if we're serious about doing so, now is the time to act. Thank you.